This is Colin O'Keefe for LXBN TV. I'm here with Don Tapscott, just coming out of his keynote here at LegalTech New York 2012. Don, you talked a lot about how this is the first generation that's grown up with digital media, digital technology. Just how impactful can that be going forward?
Well, based on their demographic muscle alone, this generation is going to dominate the law and our economy in this century. They're the biggest generation ever in the United States. There's 80 million of them. But what makes them a real force for change is not their size. It's that they're the first generation to be bathed in bits. Computers, the internet, all this digital stuff is part of the experience of youth. That means that they work and they think and they learn and they play differently than their baby boomer parents. And we need to understand them as consumers, but also as they come into law firms, they're going to revolutionize the way that law works.
And also, following up on that, you touched on 5 themes that are important to business, law, technology going forward. Which of those 5 do you think are the most influential going forward?
Well, they're all kind of clustered together. The 5 were collaboration, openness or transparency, and that's about sharing pertinent information with customers, with other stakeholders. A third is about sharing intellectual property and assets. You don't need to own everything as you did in the past, and your customers don't need to own everything too. The notion of interdependence, that business can't succeed in a world that's failing. And finally, the notion of integrity, that we need to bake integrity and its principles, honesty, consideration, accountability, into our bones. And it's hard to separate one from the other because they're all at the heart of building a new 21st century enterprise. And I'm not just thinking about a law firm, but you think about the clients of a law firm, especially the business, government, and institutional clients. There's a role for lawyers to participate in the transformation of these organizations, rather than being an impediment, as lawyers often have been.
And lastly, how can lawyers and law firms, you touched on it a little bit, but how can they best, use these principles going forward? I know a lot of times law firms are a little bit slower to innovation, but how can they look at these and use these going forward?
Well, I've been doing a lot of syndicated research with large companies and governments, and over again, people came to us and they said, we get to a certain point in transformation and we always run up against the lawyers who say that we can't do this internally or externally. You can't reach out to those people because there are intellectual property concerns, or you can't let everyone blog because they're going to be too open and share things that are going to hurt our company. We need to circle the wagons, or we can't use these collaborative tools because of potential liabilities and so on. So we actually did a project with the ABA called Overcoming the Legal Impediments to Implementing the Enterprise 2.0. I think that when you have a change like this, that leaders of old paradigms and vested interests sort of fight against the new. And it's a historic opportunity now for lawyers to participate as leaders in these huge changes that are underway. Now, within a law practice, of course, we have these powerful new tools. My talk was sponsored by LexisNexis, and they've got Advance and these amazing tools that give lawyers access to a world of information, enable them to collaborate like never before. And to me, this is sort of becoming a new operating system almost for a business that changes the metabolism of a business, how it works, reduces error rate, strengthens collaboration and innovation, and this is a very exciting time because we're really on the cusp of creating 21st century law practices and law firms.
Very interesting. Yeah, I think lawyers and law firms are resistant to change, but once they can kind of see that it's advantageous for them, I think they'll be more receptive to it. Well, once again, that's Don Tapscott here at the keynote at LegalTech New York 2012. For more video interviews with LegalTech presenters, exhibitors, and attendees, be sure to check out lxbn.lexblog.com. Thank you, Don.